you doing? I hope you had a great week. This is Painting Class 5. So if you want to paint along with me, you can go to my website, search Painting Class 5. You'll find the photograph and the drawing. Trace the drawing with a charcoal pencil, press it onto your painting surface, and you're ready to go. Now a little bit about the photograph. This is a photograph of pilings. I took the photograph in Atlantic Highlands at the marina, and it's kind of abstract. Just have some fun with it. I guess that's enough said. Let's just get to work. I've mixed up a little cerulean blue, some burnt umber, and a little white in here, and I'm just going to wash some color in. It's just an icebreaker. I don't want to put the darks in yet because I'll probably pull them in when the painting is almost finished, because that dark will just bleed right into the water. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to throw different notes of color down. This is a good example of abstraction in nature. So if you see, these are pilings. And this blue it's a little bright, but I'll knock it down as we move forward. I'll mix up a grayer blue now. So I'll go back to my palette here and pull a little black into that. Maybe a little red too. And now I'll grab a little bit of this ultramarine blue. I'm going to dab the surface of the painting with this paper towel just to dry it off a little bit. Starting to lose control. And I'll use a dry brush to work around some of those colors. Now if you feel that the painting is too wet for you, walk away for an hour, and when you come back, all of this will be dry enough that you can work on it. Still be tacky a little bit, but you can work on it. So now I'm going to just grab a little white and try to move some of this color around. Start to blend a little bit. I keep going back to the palette and picking up a little ultramarine blue. And there's a lot of light up in this area. If we go back down to the photograph, there's a lot of light here. So I'll try to get that. That'll give me a little depth to the painting. And there's little bits and pieces of light sort of throughout the water. I'll try to come up with this sort of a violet color. I'll see if if that'll help out a little bit. This is a little bit of red, some white, and some of this gray, bluish color here. So that would be a reflection of the setting sun in the sky. It's a reflection on the water. And I'll try to blend that a little bit with some of the grays and blues. I think I'm hoping that the painting will all make sense once I draw these pilings in. This is kind of new. I've never really done this before, but I think I'm going to drag the whole painting and see what happens. There's an artist, Gerhard Richter, and he would do these portraits, and then it would look like he would just drag across the painting with a dry brush like this. I'll throw a little bit more gray in here. Maybe I'll wet the brush a lot. And I'll do another one of these drags. Maybe I'll drag it this way too. Ooh, that's not a good idea. I'm going to drag it back. And let's go ahead and throw those dark pilings in there. And for this, I'll mix up a little black, some of the gray, and this has some brown, maybe a light brown, a little bit of yellow. And there's some white in here from the barnacles and the salt, I guess. This is more of a gray color. With some browns. Because it's a wooden piling. And then where it hits the water, it's almost black. It's very dark. So I'll probably mostly use black. Let's take a look at the photograph again here. So you can see it's mostly black. And I'll pull the palette right on the edge of the easel there, so I can pull the brush right down. And mostly I'm putting black on my brush. Put a little paint thinner, pick up a little bit of the gray. And do the same thing on the other piling. And there's one in here too. This is just the reflection in this area. We come down to here, we can see there's a reflection here and just a little piece of black. And I think I'm going to just try to feather some of these in a little bit, these hard brush marks. And then I just want to get a harder line right here where the piling hits the water. It's kind of a little bit of a half circle. And same thing with the upper one. And I'll just clean up some of the white areas. And I think that's good enough. I'm not going to spend any more time with this. I think it's good. Now, you know, you don't have to always take every painting so serious. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit darker color right there. That might help. And then I'll call it quits. And I'll grab a little of I've got some black and some dark gray, and I'll use a little bit of the ultramarine that's on the palette and pull that into here. I might need to go back and feather that in a little bit. And maybe just pull a little bit more light, a little bit of white and cerulean blue, and just pull some more of these pieces of light. Alright, yeah, I'll just look at it for a day or two and see what I think. Well, at the end of the day, you know, the jury's still out on this painting. I'm not going to paint over it. I'll probably keep it around for a little while. I think that happens with a lot of paintings. You know, sometimes you'll just keep a painting around and a year or two later you'll look at it and think, oh, I really do like that. Or you'll say, yeah, I don't like that painting. I'm going to sand it down, paint over it, and whoop, I'm getting a phone call here. And try again. Anyway, have a great week, make a painting, and I'll see you next week.